Very nervous.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please welcome to the stage my mini factory for the panel on 3D printing.
Right. Ooh, got a chair.
Cool. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. All right. My name is KjDesigns. I am a user of My Mini Factory. I'm here representing, showing off basically what I do for them, which is pretty much all the stuff you see here. And I just want to introduce 3D printing as a new innovative tool for cosplay. So I'm not trying to say that I'm going to replace, the art of cosplay and carving your tools, your swords and whatnot. I like to introduce it as a way, to use it with the techniques that you have already. So what I have here is a collection of 3D printed props that I and a few other designers have created using a 3D printer, desktop home 3D printer. 3D printers, they're very simple, easy to use technology, and they are affordable to use right now. You can pick up a good printer between £1,000 to £2,000, and all of these were printed on a desktop printer. We have got a stand down in front of the blue stairs downstairs if you want to come and check out the rest of the props that we have. There we go. So that is one of the 3D printers that we use. No worries. Very small desktop printers. The larger items are cut up and glued together. And this is basically how it works. 3D printer builds the object from the bottom layer up until it's finished. Like I said, very simple, and the machine does the work for you while you concentrate on various different other aspects of your projects. So, what I do personally is I like to recreate objects from games and movies, such as the Thorn over there. So I just take basic images from the game, from videos from gameplay and images. I then create a 3D model like that. This is done in SolidWorks, a 3D modeling CAD software. I then create a 3D model of it, followed by the Thunderlord, another large item I did. More of a proof of concept that you aren't limited to your build size. That's the model I created. That's the final model I created. That's 1.6 meters long. And then the Lich King model, which is, there we go, which is a sword, which I have the mini version of it over here, as well as the Lich King helmet. Once again, all 3D printed. Now, with this specific model is a perfect example of how you would utilize 3D printing, and, for example, like the previous fellas behind me, they were talking about making swords out of warbler. You could do the finer details 3D printed and make the rest of the blade out of warbler, utilizing two different techniques. And then I created the blade from Alice the Madness Returns, a very high detailed model. That's the model I created and the final print. So you can get absolute perfect details and immaculate attention to detail without really having to focus too much time. It's about a 12-hour print. The only time I spent on it was maybe about 2 hours painting it. The rest of it the machine did. And then the last thing that I did was the Rorsch X1 from Battlefield 4. This is in fact an airsoft rifle. It's a fully 3D printed airsoft rifle that works. And then I did it again, and I created the Thorn, and I turned that into an airsoft rifle. So not only can you create cool things for your cosplay and your props, you can start taking your cosplay to airsoft. Start playing as a stormtrooper. Do a whole bunch of new things with it that you can't get anywhere else with airsoft. So, like I said, why 3D print and cosplay? Because you can focus so much attention to detail in other areas. Here's a good example. This is done by a buddy of mine, Lloyd Roberts. He took the model Mask of the Third Man. He took the model, he created it in 3D. That's the 3D model that was printed and was given to a 3D print, a props company. They do cosplay, Heroes for Hire. All they had to do was focus on the finish, and because of that, the detail came out a lot better because they didn't need to make the model. It was just given to them. And it created such a great cosplay. My plan here also is to inspire you to add to this. So after doing all the Destiny weapons that I completed, a fellow named Blair Lee created the Hawkmoon from Destiny as well. He also did the Last Word. And then same guy, Lloyd Roberts, saw my Frostmourne, and he did the Devil May Cry sword. There is a fellow running around here today somewhere with that exact sword that he downloaded and 3D printed himself. And then the Galahorn, which I've got here. I mean, at the end of this, I'd like you guys to come up and have a look at them, hold them, take photos. So, went through that. High detail. This is why you would use 3D printing. You can get impeccable detail in extremely small objects. This is a specific sword that was done by Lloyd Roberts. This has metal dowels running through, so it's very difficult to break, and it's very easy to run around through a con, especially when it's really crowded. As well as finishing techniques. The amount of finishing techniques you can use on these. This is the Sons of the Harpy mask. This was actually gold leafed. You can use spray paint, acrylic paints, oil-based paints. You can go ahead and you can do very, very fine quality paints and actually get a shine. Like I said, you guys can come up later and pick all these things up. Also, you can create unique projects. So if you have the skills in 3D modeling, you can do something like this project we are working on. This is Barnacules. He's a YouTuber. He does various different 3D printing things. And we're going to be making him a custom Stormtrooper 7 suit. So what we did is we 3D scanned him. We got that 3D model. We then built the suit around it, and we got an artist rendition of what it would look like. Anyway, back to that. That is how we've gone so far. He's releasing soon the videos. He's printed out the legs. He's going to be printing out the arms. He's doing a video. Go check him out. Barnacules Nerdgasm. He's on YouTube. But this is the perfect example of how 3D printing can make your cosplay a lot more customizable. Nowhere else can you get a Fat Man Stormtrooper suit. Once again, custom items. The first one that I created is that specific one. And then we got the one by Red Fox, which is the one I have right here. She finished in a different way. Another example is the fusion rifle from Destiny again. I'm a big fan. I did the basic paint job on it. It's almost a stock standard. Impact Props went ahead and they did the FWC version of it. There are so many different variations. You can take one model and turn it into different things, and that's a bunch of different stuff they've done with various different 3D models that exist. You can also use it for molding, so you can take a model that's the last word that was 3D printed and then molded and then cast and then painted. So you eliminate so much time just by 3D printing to create these models. MyMiniFactory.com. This is a file depository. This is where I upload all my designs. Now, file depository, everything available on there is free to download. So everything you've seen here on the screen, downstairs, and on our site is free. There is a store where you can purchase some of the models, but you download them for free and print them on your own 3D printer. You can adapt them, change them, upload pictures. It's kind of like a social media of 3D printing. So I mean, this is the basic website. Stuff move around. The basic website, you've got the option to look through different files that are available, new ones, popular ones. You can apply for design jobs there as well. If you have some design techniques, you can work in 3D modeling software. There's a list of objects that we are looking for and we will pay you to do. As well as if you have any ideas, there is the option to upload your ideas there, and people will take it and make them for you, and then you can download them and 3D print them. And once your objects slowly build up and they capture momentum, and MyMiniFactory pick up that, this is something we can work with, help you guys in market, they start to market it. If your model gets sold, you make some money out of it that way. And they eventually push it. So the Thunderlord that I did eventually got, I think, about 100 different articles written about it when it first came out, as well as Bungie tweeting about it, Bungie being the developers of Destiny. But anyway, that's all I have to really talk about 3D printing. Check it out, MyMiniFactory. This is my own personal social medias and whatnot. I just want to find out if any of you guys have any questions about 3D printing. Yes, I think he'll run to you. He's coming. I promise. Sorry, say that again?
In terms of the armor.
Yep. The armor. Well, the printers are, the models are created in one piece, say like the forearms. It is then cut into 4 pieces and then joined with permanent pins and a bit of glue that you would then clean up afterwards. So you would print it in 4 separate pieces. Any other questions? Cool. If you guys want to come up, pick up some of the objects, take photos with them, speak to me about anything else. If you don't get a chance, downstairs is our stand in front of the blue stairs, the main stairways in the middle. Cool, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you.